Here we are at 228 North 12th Street with Greg Hines from Cornerstone Inspections, which is an awesome inspector. Here is the house.
Okay. So, wall furnaces and heaters aren't allowed in bedrooms. Back in the day, might have been in 1950. This one looks new. I'm not sure why they put it in the bedroom. We don't endorse them in bedrooms. But if it is in the bedroom, sleeping quarters, there needs to be a carbon monoxide detector in the bedroom with it for gas, because gas appliance in a bedroom. Needs to be a carbon monoxide in the house, but in that bedroom as well.
Okay.
All right, that's the first health and safety. Next is the crawl space. In the crawl space, we have earth to wood contact, which is never good. You get soil touching the wood; it adds moisture to the wood. Definitely recommend the termite inspector evaluate that. Part of the support system is unconventionally supported, so it's got a block wall and then wood blocks, but there's a couple where the block wall sitting on the dirt is sitting on a mound of dirt that's like 8 inches high of dirt, but it's only the shape of the concrete block, so it's not even solid. So you got 8 inches of dirt. There's a picture in the report, and then you got 6 inches of concrete block and then some wood blocks, and then it finally touches the subfloor.
Okay.
But you can basically just punch the dirt out and then it all just falls.
So what we need to do is have somebody go underneath and level the house.
Just more of a conventional support. That dirt should be taken out and a block should be put in where that dirt is. You'll see the picture. It's really obvious. It's like a mound of dirt in the shape of a block.
Really? That's weird.
Let's see if you can see the picture.
Oh wow. Almost like a termite mound.
Yeah, it's almost like a termite mound, but that like the dirt's eroded away from, but that's what's support. That's the support.
That is weird.
So it's
I've never seen that.
I see the dirt that's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
That's from me seeing if it's just dirt. I'm like, is that dirt?
Is there a block under there?
Yeah, it's not a block. It's dirt.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, but it is bolted. But there's a couple supports that we recommend be evaluated, maybe re-supported, and you can see the floors are a little offset in the house. Next is the vent pipe of the gas furnace. It is too close to combustible material. It should be 1 inch away from anything combustible.
Right.
And you can see it's basically touching the roof sheathing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No TPR valve.
Okay.
So basically a new water is, it's 10 years old, so they haven't had it for 10 years. And then it's not strapped and braced. These are real loose.
And aren't the strapping, they're supposed to go all the way around? And then
as long as it has 2 straps, that's fine, but there needs to be a brace back there so it doesn't move.
Okay.
These should be tightened and then a brace.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily need to do a whole wraparound. Those are fine as long as it's braced.
Okay.
Because that'll give it the side motion, but there's no bracing behind it.
Yeah.
No TPR valve. In the front, you have the main electrical panel. Right, and this is kind of expected, I guess. 1951. The original wiring was a 2-wire system, so you have open ground throughout the house.
Okay.
It's made by a company called Zinsco, which were alleged to make defective breakers and parts. But it's been here for 70 years with Zinsco and been fine. So we just recommend it be evaluated. We don't recommend replacement. Missing its cover.
Right.
There's no front cover.
Which would be almost impossible to probably find today.
And then there's no main disconnect. I mean, I know it's only 4 breakers and you can just shut all 4 off, I guess.
Oh, there's no main.
When this house was built, it wasn't required. It started being required that you have, when you have 6 or more breakers, you have a main disconnect.
Okay.
It is now in 2023, is if you have any breakers, you're required to have a main disconnect.
Okay.
So this whole thing, just recommend it be evaluated. The electrician will tell you, oh, we need a cover, we need main. Zinsco, he'll evaluate the whole thing.
Okay.
But it's got a few things. Basically, it's just old and
Yeah.
but it's still working. But throughout the report, you'll see open ground. Now, the only room that doesn't have open ground is this one, and it's because this is the addition, right? So this house, this is the only open ground, and then all those over there are fine.
Okay,
That's
so
open ground?
that's open ground
These are
right here.
1, 2, 3, 4. These 5 outlets are the only 5 in the house that are done correctly.
Okay. And then this
the rest
is
all have open ground.
the heater you're
This
saying
is the
about
wall
the
furnace,
yeah.
gas appliance, it's just made of carbon monoxide.
Okay.
They have a smoke. Window pane is cracked. Now it's plexiglass, which I also made a note of. It's plexiglass and you may wish to replace it. Now if this breaks or cuts, it's not gonna be as sharp as glass. But there's a, like you said, a bead here, something. We have a little crack here, and then it's plexiglass, so it's not sealed and
Yeah.
it's not really a great window. In the kitchen, outlet cover missing behind the stove. So really easy fix, just needs a cover on the outlet.
Oh, okay. That's $1.29 at Home Depot.
Obviously no tip wrapping on the stove. And then no GFI and open ground. So
Okay.
with open ground you can't have ground fault protection, doesn't even have ground protection.
And the GFI was not to building standards when this was built.
No, it wasn't even invented yet. It wasn't even invented yet. But recommended GFI, but at least a ground wire would be, at least.
Right. No, we can pop a GFI in there.
Right. And then in the attic, you have 2 open junction boxes.
Okay.
So it's electrical that should be contained in the box with a cover.
Perfect.
And then in the first guest bathroom, no ground fault protection on the outlet.
Okay.
And
So
then there's gaps or cracks in the shower pan. So you have one outlet,
oh yeah, I didn't notice that before.
this outlet right here. So just recommended to go ground fault protection. I think it's actually turns green. Yeah, it's wired correctly. It has ground, but it doesn't have ground fault protection.
Also, that also it does have ground. But
It's
just
grounded, but it doesn't
not
have,
GFI.
yeah, it doesn't have GFI protection.
Okay.
Now those cracks in there.
Well, that's actually tile, huh?
So bedroom 1, no smoke alarm. Here's the original wiring. See, there's no ground even ground wire.
Oh yeah. Huh.
That's the original. And then they replaced them with these, but it's lined to because there's no ground.
Oh. Okay,
So it's 3-pronged, but it's really a 2-prong. So in here, no smoke alarm, which is recommended. Bedroom 2 has a smoke alarm, but no carbon monoxide alarm. With the gas appliance, it's required.
Right.
Laundry area.
So when we walked in, this was already popped down. Did you see anything unusual about that, or why?
No, I think it's just the nail. I think it's just the ceiling.
Okay.
In the laundry area, there's one outlet underneath the sink. It should have ground fault protection because it's in the garage and next to a sink, but it also has open ground.
Okay. It looks like. I know this is leaking right here.
Yeah, the sink is dripping and it's leaking down here too. You can see the bucket. It barely has any drops, but there's a leak underneath. There it goes.
Yeah.
And then this is dripping. They hooked up. These should be on this, and then you use this for a regular spigot. But these, I don't know why they have them all wrong. Anyway, there's comments about dripping, mineral incrustation, rubber hoses, all that stuff. But the main health and safety is the leak at the bottom.
Right.
As you can see, it's causing all this damage, and then you can see that moisture dry rot damage on that. So that outlet's the main thing. In the garage, so this is your firewall. So that hatch actually is a void in the firewall. It is drywall though, so if you made it self-close and latch, that would be legit. It's got drywall on it,
Okay.
but it doesn't self-close and latch, meaning, and then that little wood part right there where the drywall's missing is a void.
Okay.
Right there, yeah, because it should be drywall the whole length of the wall. It's pretty good for the age, but it needs a little bit of buttoning up.
There's
drywall behind it.
okay, yeah, like was it 1x12 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Do you think that's just for this shelf
Yes,
right here?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's drywall behind it.
Right.
So it's not like it goes deep or goes in. It's just holding that support.
Bless you.
Then the outlets in the outlet should have ground fault protection in here, and then exposed Romex. I mean, this is okay. It is a little messy, but this one hanging here, it's a live wire.
Oh yeah.
It should go up and be buttoned up a little better. It's just hanging here for someone to grab.
Right. All the way across. Yeah.
Here's the this outlet open ground. So it'll all be in the report. Moisture stains on the walls.
And then yeah, that row mix goes right out to the outside.
Yeah, well, and there's a comment saying you got electrical cable passing through the wall there and here, but you know, by today's standards, it should have conduit when it goes through the wall.
Right.
It should be in like a conduit. And then my last thing is in the crawl space. There appears to be a leak. Now I couldn't get over there far enough because there's just no room to crawl. That's as far as I could get.
Is that a sewer?
This is the main sewer line, basically on the far corner, right? So it's
Where the bathroom is?
right. So it's right below the bath. This is basically the toilet.
Okay.
So it's right below the, yeah, right here. I crawl. It's actually, I mean, it's all the way as far as I can crawl. So yeah.
Yeah, because that's concrete
Yeah,
against
that's
on the other side of
right
this
there.
wall.
But I took 2 pictures, so I took a couple pictures. But you can see, now it wasn't like necessarily, I didn't see any like dripping and dropping and leaking, but it's wet. And I ran everything, I flushed the toilet a few times. And then the second picture I took, you can see I got up in there a little farther, you can see the subfloor is all wet. And it's dark wet, like it's wet today from what we did.
So that would be right underneath this
Yes,
toilet right here.
That is the toilet, yes.
So what really needs to be done is the toilet needs to come up.
And I couldn't verify it's low flow. It looks like it's low flow, 1.6.
It's got that side over here with
It
the.
looks like it needs to be resealed. And it does. It's not loose. The toilet seat's loose. But the toilet moves a little bit, but not a lot. Not enough for me to call it loose.
Okay.
But there's definitely evidence of a leak right underneath this bathroom.
Yeah, that's all. The toilet's not marked. Usually they're marked with.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes I've flushed enough of them where I can look at it and see that the water doesn't come up and then, I mean, it's pretty clear. That's got to be 1.6. But might as well put it at 1.28 or 1.6 for sure.
Right.
Just to make sure we check for that.
I
It's a
kind
gas
of.
line.
I kind of left at the little door like it's a mouse door or something.
Yeah, door here. So basically, it's just the gas pipe coming through.
So that should be corrected.
Yeah, it's put a drywall repair. It comes out right here. You can see the gas. They're running the gas line. They just didn't button it back up.
No, something like that. Is that?
I mean, it's sealed up. You know, it's basically can't hurt anybody. It's a good doorstop. But you know,
That wouldn't be considered a trip hazard or anything because
it's not like no, it's not really in the walkway. It's not. It's just a gas pipe that's running. It's running over to the furnace. Your gas is out front. It probably runs straight back, and then you have to run it over to that thing. And you have to run to this. So it cuts off here. You got to run it over to this.
But this is under concrete, so.
Well, I'm not sure where this gas pipe goes. It might go underground all the way across and come out.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, because it pops in off the outside wall.
Yeah. There's the gas pipe on there.
Here's the gas pipe there.
Yeah, there's nothing out here. Just have the one gas.
Really?
Nothing on the
Yeah, because this is where the furnace is, right
Yeah,
there.
that's the exhaust fan. Exhaust 4 feet from an openable windows. There's nothing from here. It's 4 feet. Yeah, I don't see the gas pipe. I'm not sure where it exactly runs, but that's running from the extension.
Yeah, and there's no evidence that it's going up through the attic or anything like that, so interesting.
The crawl space ends right here in the corner of the crawl space. Yeah, and then it ends. I don't know.
So,
But yeah, there's no shelf there. You can just redo. It just needs to be redone correctly, right? It's sealed up. And as far as this goes, I mean, unfortunately, you probably can't do anything with that as far as disappearing it. You might be able to put it all in the crawl space. I don't think it quite comes over this far. Really small crawl space. Look at this. This is gas in the living room.
right. I'll bet there's a wall
capped.
heater.
Yeah, this is where I think the original should be, really.
Yeah.
Not in the bedroom. But the gas pipe probably runs all the way underneath. There's a shut-off valve out there. It runs to right here. And then we have our splits.
Right. That makes sense.
And you also have the water heater is gas. And its gas pipe comes through this wall right behind there. And this actually is I put that it's shut off hard to access because it's one of those shutoffs that you need a tool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't even shut it off with your hand. It's right back there. It needs a tool. You can see the gas actually comes up, goes across, comes over here to the laundry. Boom. So it comes down. So I don't actually see it come through the.
Well, it probably goes through the wall to the stove because the stove's on the other side of this wall.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, you think, but look, there's even a shut off right here.
Huh.
Yeah, it goes in the wall right there. See it?
Yeah.
So stove connects there, goes up and over for the laundry, goes in right here for this. Yeah. It looks good. You just don't usually see that, so you probably, calling out or noticing because you don't usually see it. Usually they hide these things.
Right. So overall, it's not in bad condition. It just has a lot of deferred maintenance.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to put that this is. I was trying to figure out if this is damaged or cosmetically damaged.
Yeah, it looks like, because there's a crack all right here. I'm not going to mess with it because if I do, it's going to fall. So yeah, that needs a new light fixture. Those are like $15.
Switch or just the remote?
Oh, there it is.